We live in an extraordinarily beautiful county with valuable natural resources that provide for us and a host of other living creatures. Our streams, lakes, and rivers provide critical habitats and are sources of drinking water for animals and people as well.
Rockland is blessed with 5 rivers, from the Ramapo River in the west to the majestic Hudson in the east. The Hudson River spans 300 miles from Lake Tier of the Clouds to the Atlantic. I'm standing at its widest point.
These rivers are fed by dozens of tributaries that crisscross the county,
including the Minnetonka Creek in the north and the Sparkill Creek in the south of the county.
It is unfortunate that our waterways are too often polluted with debris that has been blown or washed in. These pollutants affect the health of stream inhabitants up the food chain, and in some areas, our drinking water as well.
Stormwater runoff is a major source of water pollution. Many people don't realize that this is not a sewer. It's a storm drain meant to prevent flooding. In Rockland County, our storm drains lead directly to a local waterway. Just kidding. There won't be any scary monsters popping out of our storm drains.
However, some very nasty characters make their way in. Storm drains send a whole lot of pollutants that run off our streets, parking lots, driveways, and lawns straight into our streams, lakes, and rivers. These pollutants include everything from toxic cigarette butts to single-use plastic bags, bottles, straws, and utensils. They often end up entangling or being eaten by wildlife. They also include oil and salt from our streets and parking lots, sediment from erosion and construction sites, and excess nutrients from detergents and fertilizers that cause algal bloom. Pesticides that are applied to our lawns, golf courses, and farms frequently become a part of the runoff that pollutes our waterways. The good news is that there is a lot we can do to prevent polluted runoff. First off, we can throw trash into its proper receptacle and encourage others to do the same. Recycling is one important way to reduce the waste that ends up in our landfills and as litter. However, it is critical that we drastically cut down on our use of disposable products, especially plastics, that remain in the environment from tens to thousands of years. By reducing our use of packaging and single-use products, we reduce the natural resources and energy needed to make them. And when we save energy, we decrease those emissions that pollute our air and contribute to climate change. When we choose alternative, energy-efficient means of transportation, we lower our greenhouse gas emissions and the pollutants that end up as runoff. We can also protect our waterways by planting gardens, such as this rain garden, that soak up and filter runoff. These gardens provide habitats for a diversity of pollinators. By using natural fertilizers sparingly and choosing alternatives to pesticides, we keep our gardens healthy and all the creatures that visit it as well. Rain barrels are a great way to reduce runoff and conserve water. These kids are helping to raise awareness about stormwater runoff by marking storm drains. Lastly, when it is safe to do so, we can join the thousands of volunteers who remove tons of litter from our streets, parks, and streams during Keep Rockland Beautiful's spring and fall cleanup campaigns.
I look forward to seeing you then. Registration for cleanups and storm drain marking begins in September. In the meantime, check out keeprocklandbeautiful.org for more information about how you can help protect our waterways.